"Hey, gorgeous, welcome back," I want you to take a second and picture this. You're on a date. Maybe it's your third one, maybe it's the first, but the vibe is strong. You've both been smiling more than usual. He's telling stories with just a little more animation. You're laughing at things that maybe aren't even that funny, but somehow it feels funny. The air between you. It's not just chemistry, it's a whole moment wrapped in possibility. You're feeling it. And now there's this little voice in your head going, wait, is he about to kiss me? Or maybe even, does he want to? It's one of those exciting and, let's be honest, nerve-wracking moments where your heart flutters with curiosity, maybe even a little hope, but your brain is still scanning for signs because no one wants to lean in and get it wrong, right? And here's what makes it so tricky. Men aren't always the clearest when it comes to expressing their intentions. Sometimes they're confident and go for it. Other times they hold back, not because they don't want to, but because they're unsure if you want it too. That's the thing no one tells you. So often, a guy is looking for your signal as much as you're looking for his. So today, I want to give you something powerful. Not a rule book, not a checklist, but a real understanding of what goes through a man's mind when he's dying to kiss you, but hasn't quite made the move yet. We're talking body language, emotional cues, subtle shifts in the energy, the things men do when they're seconds away from going for it. These 5 signs I'm about to share are the ones that truly matter. Not the old school, he touched his ear so it means he likes you kind of nonsense, but the genuine intuitive signals of attraction that you can feel and see if you know what to look for. So whether you're dating someone new and trying to read the moment, or you've been spending time with a guy and you're still wondering where that spark is headed, this is your playbook for those moments that make your heart race. Let's break down what those signs are, and by the end of this, you'll know, without doubt, when a guy wants to kiss you. Ready? Let's go. One of the most telling signs that a man wants to kiss you is also one of the most instinctive. He starts to look at your lips. It may seem small or even subtle, but this is actually a huge indicator of physical and emotional desire. Here's why it matters so much. When a man is thinking about kissing you, his attention naturally starts to drift toward the place he's imagining touching. He doesn't always mean to do it. Often it's totally unconscious. You're talking, laughing, sharing a story, and you notice his gaze flickers down to your mouth for just a moment. And then it happens again, and maybe again. This isn't just about visual attraction, it's about anticipation. Think about it. Our eyes tell the truth even when we're not speaking. We use them to scan, to read, to communicate without words. And when someone's caught up in the idea of kissing you, their eyes reveal what their words won't say out loud. If you notice him constantly dropping his eyes from yours to your lips and back again, it's not just that he finds you attractive. He's actively imagining that moment of connection. He's visualizing what it would feel like to lean in, close the space between you, and make that first move. Now, some guys are more subtle than others. A confident man might be totally okay with letting his gaze linger a little longer. He may not even try to hide it, but a shy guy or someone who's not sure how you feel yet, he might do a quick glance, then pull away, trying to keep it casual. In either way, if it's happening more than once, and especially if it's paired with other signs like leaning in closer or mirroring your energy, you can bet that he's not just engaged in conversation, he's emotionally and physically drawn to you. What's also interesting here is that the lip gaze tends to happen most during moments of silence or emotional closeness. Let's say the two of you just finished laughing about something funny, and then there's this soft, quiet moment where neither of you is talking, but you're both still smiling. That's when it usually happens. You're not saying anything, but the energy is thick. His eyes move from yours down to your lips and back up again. It's like a silent question, can I? Sometimes the lip gaze is also accompanied by him licking or touching his own lips, either nervously or in anticipation. It might be the smallest gesture, just a little lick of the lips or pressing them together, but it's his body preparing for the kiss. You might even catch him doing it right after you've said something flirtatious or shared a more vulnerable, intimate moment. Why? Because that's when the emotional wall lowers and physical closeness suddenly feels not just possible, but inevitable. But here's the real key. When a guy can't stop looking at your lips, it's more than attraction. It's him imagining what it feels like to be close to you in a new way. And that tells you everything. A kiss isn't just about touching someone. It's about sharing a feeling, an energy, a vulnerability. And if he's already mentally going there, that means there's already a level of emotional connection in play. So next time you're sitting across from him, mid-conversation, and you notice that gentle flick of his eyes down to your mouth, don't dismiss it. That's not random. That's not meaningless. That's a man revealing his inner thoughts without even realizing it. And the beautiful part, you don't have to do anything in that moment except be aware. You get to decide what happens next and when. But now you know exactly what that look means, and you'll never wonder again. One of the most magical signs that a man wants to kiss you, and I mean the kind of sign that turns your heart into a drum roll, is when he slows down the moment, when the pace of your interaction shifts. Suddenly, the conversation isn't rushing forward. Time almost feels like it pauses. You're both still, both present, and in that pause, he lingers, and silence takes the lead. Let's unpack what's really going on here. Men, like women, feel nervous before a kiss. Even the most confident guy in the room has those butterflies when the moment becomes real. So, what does he do? He slows things down. He creates a pocket of silence to feel out the energy, to let the tension build just a little more. It's his way of checking, are we both in this? Are we feeling the same thing? It's subtle, but it's also incredibly intimate. You might be telling a story and suddenly realize he's not saying anything, not because he's bored, but because he's watching you more closely, soaking in the details of your face, the way you smile, the tone of your voice. Or maybe you're both just looking at each other and the talking stops, but neither of you is reaching for your phone, shifting away, or trying to fill the gap. That silence, that's the kiss waiting to happen. So that's the energy holding its breath. Kiss away silence is different from an awkward one. You feel the difference. An awkward silence is filled with discomfort, usually followed by someone scrambling to change the subject. But this kind of silence, it's warm, charged. Your heart speeds up, not because you're uncomfortable, but because something's about to happen. And when he's the one slowing things down, leaning in ever so slightly, letting his voice drop lower, drawing out his words, he's setting the scene. Whether he's conscious of it or not, he's inviting you into a moment of emotional intimacy that feels ripe for something more. It's also worth noting that when a man lingers in silence with a woman, he's making himself a little vulnerable, because silence can be scary. It's where real feelings live. And to be quiet next to someone you're attracted to means you're trusting that the moment itself is enough. No need for jokes, distractions, or quick getaways. Just stillness. Just you and him. Sometimes the silence isn't total. He might keep talking, but his tone changes. He speaks more slowly, more gently. He might say something sweet or flirtatious and then let it hang in the air, watching your reaction. That's his version of planting the seed. He wants to see if you'll water it, if you'll match the energy. Give a soft smile, lean in, or look down shyly. All of those are cues he's searching for before taking that leap toward your lips. In these slow, quiet moments, the emotional intimacy is often louder than anything else. Your eyes do the talking. Your smile becomes an answer. And the proximity, it speaks volumes. If he's slowing things down and not pulling away, if he's allowing that charged space between you to stay open, he's basically waiting for permission. Not in the form of words, but in the shared stillness, in the look in your eyes, in the space that's closing inch by inch. So the next time you find yourself in a moment that suddenly feels quieter, more intentional, more intimate, don't rush to fill the silence. Don't panic. Instead, lean into it. That space, that pause, that's where all the magic brews. It's in that slowed down moment where a man's desire finds its voice, and often where the kiss is just one breath away. You know that moment when you're sitting next to someone and suddenly the space between you doesn't feel so distant anymore? He leans in a little closer when he talks. Maybe your arms brush by accident. Maybe he shifts his seat just slightly toward you, even if there's no reason to. That's not just casual body language. It's one of the clearest signs that a guy is thinking about kissing you. When a man wants to kiss you, he starts finding subtle, creative excuses to get physically closer without necessarily making the first move obvious. Think about it. Kissing requires proximity. Emotional closeness, yes, but physical closeness first. So he starts testing the waters. Maybe he says, "What's that you're wearing? It smells amazing," and leans in a little too long. Maybe he pulls out his phone to show you a funny meme, holding it just close enough that your heads are practically touching, or he walks beside you and his hand just so happens to graze yours, and he doesn't pull away right away. What he's doing in those moments is creating opportunities for closeness. He's gauging how you respond when the physical distance shrinks. If you lean into, if you don't pull away, if you smile and keep the energy warm, he starts building confidence. Every little accidental touch is a check-in. Every closer than necessary move is a silent question. Do you feel it too? It's worth pointing out that physical closeness is different from being touchy or invasive. A man who truly respects you and is genuinely interested in kissing you doesn't rush or overstep. He doesn't grab you or make you uncomfortable. Instead, his nearness is gentle, thoughtful, maybe even a little playful. It's that kind of closeness that feels safe but electric, and you can feel when it's charged with something more than friendship. Also notice where he positions himself. If you're sitting in a group and he's got options but he chooses the seat next to you, there's intention in that. If you're in a crowded space and he places his hand on your lower back to guide you, or he lingers just a step closer than usual while talking, those aren't random behaviors. He's not just trying to be friendly, he's trying to bridge that gap between just talking and something more. Men are often taught to be a little cautious about making the first move, especially if they're unsure how you feel. So what they do is create moments of closeness to test the temperature. It's kind of like dipping a toe into the water to see if it's warm. And every time you stay close, every time you meet him halfway, whether that's with a smile, a laugh, or simply not backing up, you're giving him the green light. Proximity isn't just about the body. It's about comfort, chemistry, and trust. When a guy wants to kiss you, he knows he can't just lunge in from across the room. He has to get close. He has to let the moment build slowly and organically. And if he's doing it right, the closeness doesn't feel forced. It feels natural, like it was always meant to be there. So if you catch him scooting a little closer, letting your knees touch under the table, finding reasons to stay in your space just a little longer than needed, pay attention. That's not just random flirting. That's a man carefully, intentionally building the moment that leads to one of the most memorable connections two people can share. The kind of moment that begins not with words, but with closeness, and ends with a kiss. The telltale sign that gives everything away, the lip glance. When a guy is into you and that desire to kiss you is bubbling just beneath the surface, His eyes will betray him before his words ever do. He might be saying something casual, maybe even pretending to be calm and composed, but his eyes are darting down to your mouth like they have a mind of their own. That quick, lingering look at your lips isn't an accident. It's instinct. You see, when a man is attracted to you on a deeper, physical and emotional level, he starts imagining that kiss long before it ever happens, and sometimes, without even realizing it, his focus shifts to where that kiss would happen, your lips. He'll be talking to you, smiling, laughing, maybe even holding a steady conversation, but suddenly he glances, just for a second, then looks back up, and maybe he does it again and again. What makes this so sweet and honestly so sexy is that it's rarely done boldly. It's subtle, almost bashful. There's a vulnerability in it. It's like his eyes are revealing a thought he hasn't dared say out loud yet. I want to kiss you. It's not aggressive. It's not about possession. It's about anticipation, attraction, that growing energy between you that's becoming harder and harder for him to hide. And here's the beautiful part. It's not about the lips themselves. It's what they represent. Your lips are the gateway to intimacy. When he's looking at them, he's not just thinking about the physical act of kissing. He's thinking about the connection that comes with it, the emotion, the spark, the risk. It's the universal way we all say, I want to get closer to you, without using any words at all. Some guys try to play it cool. They'll pretend to be totally unfazed, all while sneaking glances when they think you're not paying attention. Others get a little more obvious. He might look at your lips, then at your eyes, then back down, almost as if he's asking for permission without saying a word. It's his way of saying, is this okay? Are you feeling what I'm feeling? His behavior often pairs with other signs. He may be leaning in slightly. His voice might drop to a softer tone, and the moment might suddenly feel more still, more focused. You'll notice the tension shift. The air feels different, more intimate, like the world has narrowed down to just the two of you, and that subtle glance at your lips becomes a silent confession. Now, here's what's really interesting. Women pick up on this naturally. You might not consciously clock the lip glance every time it happens, but you feel it. You feel that shift, that buzz of anticipation that makes your stomach flutter. That's why it's such a powerful sign, because it's not about what he says, it's about what he shows. In that moment, his attraction speaks louder than words ever could. One of the most subtle but powerful signs that a man wants to kiss you is when he starts slowing everything down. Think about it. Kissing is a moment, a real one. It's not something people want to rush through or slide into unnoticed. So when he senses the energy between you, when he's feeling that magnetic pull toward your lips, he naturally tries to stretch the moment. Linger in it. Make it count. What does that look like? It's that pause after a shared laugh when the two of you just look at each other. It's that silence that hangs in the air, not awkward, but thick with tension. It's when his voice lowers, not out of shyness, but to make the space feel more intimate. It's when his movements become just a little more deliberate, more gentle, like he's savoring every second with you. When a guy wants to kiss you, he'll often slow down the rhythm of the interaction to let the emotion build. That's the sweet spot, where a regular moment turns into something unforgettable. You're no longer just talking, you're connecting on a whole other level. It's in that stillness that your hearts start to speak, and that's exactly where the magic lives. You'll notice he stops checking his phone. He's no longer distracted. His focus is fully on you. Time almost seems to freeze for a moment. He's trying to build intimacy in the only way that feels natural, by making you feel like you're the only person in the world. That pause, that gaze, that softness in his expression, those are not accidents. That's him giving the moment weight, That's him building the perfect lead-in to a kiss without rushing, without pressure. Sometimes he might even get a little quiet, not because he doesn't know what to say, but because he doesn't want to say anything. He wants to feel. He wants you to feel it too. Words fade, but energy doesn't lie. That gentle smile, the way he exhales slowly, as if trying to calm his own nerves, the slight tilt of his head, as if he's imagining how the kiss will happen. All of it. This part of the moment, he's carefully, intentionally slowing down. And here's the kicker. He's waiting to see if you slow it down with him. If you meet his eyes, if you smile back, if you let the silence speak. That's the shared cue. That's when he knows this isn't just his imagination. It's mutual. Because a kiss, especially the first kiss, is rarely about boldness. It's about timing. It's about presence. And it's about both people saying, without saying, I'm here with you. Feel this too. When he slows down, it means he's not trying to tick off a box or go through the motions. He's feeling something real. He wants to kiss to feel like a natural part of the moment, not a surprise attack, not a gimmick. Just two people, close enough to feel each other's breath, drawn into a shared orbit they can't escape. And once he's sure you're right there with him, he'll take that final step. Or maybe you will. Either way, the kiss becomes inevitable, not forced, not awkward, but something you'll both remember long after it's over. So if you find yourself in one of those slowed down moments, eyes locked, time standing still, hearts racing, don't rush to fill the silence. Sometimes silence is the invitation. It's his way of saying, this is it. And if your heart says yes, that's when the real magic begins. So there you have it. 5 subtle, powerful signs that he's thinking about kissing you. It's not always in the words. It's in the body language, the tone, the stillness, the eye contact, and those little glances that speak volumes. Most guys don't come out and say, I want to kiss you, especially if they're nervous or respectful of your space. But that doesn't mean they're not feeling it. And when you learn to recognize these signs, you'll start noticing the desire, the interest, the spark. It's often been there all along, quietly waiting for its moment. But here's the real magic. This isn't just about knowing when a guy wants to kiss you. It's about knowing how to feel your way through connection. It's about tuning in, trusting your intuition, and enjoying the moment instead of over-analyzing it. Because when you're present, when you're confident, and when you're open to the experience, that's when the chemistry truly comes alive. And if you're ever unsure, remember this. You don't need to guess what someone wants. You just need to be present enough to feel what's happening between you. Trust that energy. Because when the kiss is right, when the connection is real, you won't need signs. You'll know. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want more content like this, more insights, more signs decoded, more confidence tips to help you own your love life, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a video. And tell me in the comments, have you ever caught a guy giving you one of these signs? How did it play out? I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, keep showing up as the high-value, confident woman that you are, and let the right kiss find you when it's meant to.